Well, good morning. Welcome back to Condo Craze and HOAs. We're here each Sunday at 11 o'clock on 850 WFTL in South Florida, and we're live on YouTube. You can see Eric and I, Karen Curtis, wearing our red Glazer and Sachs PA Florida Association Law shirts. We're matching today, and we're also, you can see us on our YouTube channel, Condo Craze and HOAs. So I'm here again today with Eric Glazer, who is actually board certified by the Florida Bar in condominium and plan development law. He has a firm with attorneys in Fort Lauderdale and Orlando. And we're here each week to answer all your calls and emails about the issues that make life in your condominium or HOA absolutely crazy from 1 minute to the next. And we'd love to get the phone lines going early. Or you can enter on the YouTube chat box a question. The number to call, toll-free, free legal advice about anything crazy in your HOA or condo, which the laws are all changing and it's very confusing. 877-850-8585, 877-850-8585. Eric.
All right. Good morning, everybody. If you're a fan of the show, don't forget to do two things, to subscribe to two things. Number one, the Condo Craze and HOAs channel on YouTube. You can watch the show live. You can ask questions in the chat box, of course. And if you miss a live show, all of our previous shows are there to watch at your convenience. Of course, you should join the Condo Craze and HOAs email list, because by joining each week, you can get emails about the show, our blog, our free seminars, our newsletters, updates on the law, and a lot more. And you can join by going to condocrazeandhoas.com. Again, condocrazeandhoas.com. You can also now follow the show on Facebook, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify. We do a blog every single Monday morning at hoa-condoblog.com. Again, hoa-condoblog.com. Tomorrow's topic, who gets to run for the board in your community, but they don't even live there?
Can they be in jail?
Can they be in jail? They can't be convicted of a felony and their civil rights not restored for 5 years.
But they could be in jail for like a misdemeanor.
Technically, they can be in jail. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Just want to start the show, unfortunately, by saying that our thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Israel today. I woke up this morning and saw that the number has climbed to 500, and I just could not believe.
Dead.
And you and I were talking about this yesterday. When the number was 200, I saw somebody on CNN last night, and he said, well, you have to compare populations, how many people are in Israel as opposed to...
Because they're saying it's Israel's 9/11.
As Israel's 9/11. But when it was only 200 people, I heard somebody say that it was as if they lost 9,000 people.
Yeah, context, they had 10 million.
Right,
we have 22 million in Florida alone.
Alone, right. The United States has 350 million people. But now the number has climbed to 500.
I heard 600.
600. So it's as if they lost maybe 25,000 people. And you got to realize that everybody will know somebody who died or got kidnapped.
Sure.
Understand that. Everybody will know somebody who died or got kidnapped, because that's how small the country really is.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
How did this happen, though?
Certainly a breakdown in Israeli intelligence. No two ways about it. And they admitted that last night. A total breakdown.
Well, they were more concentrated in the north, not the south.
Yes, most concentrated in the West Bank, which unfortunately, in hindsight, probably should have had more intelligence in Gaza, which is very, very hard to get intelligence out of Gaza. But now we're in for a long, long battle. It's going to be something that...
well, they got to get those people back immediately, or else they're going to be moved around.
Hundreds of hostages.
Babies. A woman is 88 with dementia.
I don't want to talk for Israel naturally, but this is terrible to say, but I don't see them, trading anything for hostages at this point. I just don't see it.
And plus, will they be able to counterattack when those people are still over there in the Gaza Strip, and they might hit their own people?
They are going to hit wherever they need to hit. They are going to level Gaza. It's going to be something that... the world hasn't seen for a while. This is a real war. And
this is terror. These weren't army people. These were terrorists that came in.
It was a breakdown in our abilities on 9/11, right? Look at the coordinated attack that happened against us. Multiple airplanes at the same exact time. And just nobody caught that. So,
they learned how to fly but not land.
Right.
Take off.
Can you imagine?
No.
So, again, our hearts go out for
God bless you.
the state of Israel today. But all right, back to condos and HOAs for a moment. Unfortunately, we have to speak about a topic that we kind of thought was in the rearview mirror, but unfortunately, it isn't completely gone. I got to tell you, I still today keep running into people who are coming up with COVID or being infected with COVID. I don't
Testing
know.
positive, or are they sick?
Testing positive and sick, yeah.
Oh.
Brian's mom, for instance, just had
really?
it. Yeah, just had COVID. I don't know, you finding people that
No.
you know?
The RSV seems to be worse than the COVID.
I don't even know what that is.
There's like it's a triple prong thing. There's
Yeah.
RSV, there's flu, and there's COVID.
Okay.
And so you need to get tested so they can treat you for the right thing.
Right.
But RSV is a respiratory.
So what, they have jabs for each, injections for each?
Yeah, you remember when I had to take a Sunday off, I had RSV.
You know what? I'm not going for an injection for the flu, an injection for
I never get the flu shot.
injection for
No.
for COVID. Not
But if you're
that.
older,
No
I would
chance.
suggest that you do them all,
Really?
like over 65.
I'm just telling you how I feel. Yeah, not going to do it. Not me. But as we all remember, in 2020, when COVID was actually roaring, I had lots of questions thrown at me, many on this show, regarding what boards can and cannot do when it came to maybe mandating masks in the
Sure.
community. Remember, we were getting hit with all those
I
questions?
remember that.
Right, mandating masks.
In the common areas.
Yeah, and keeping people out of the condominium property, the condominium clubhouse.
Oh.
Can we stop them from coming in? We had all of those questions thrown at us. Nobody knew the answers. Well, instead of guessing how a court would rule, some of those questions have now been answered in a brand new Florida statute called 381.00316. And here's what the statute states. A business entity may not require any person to provide any documentation certifying vaccination with any vaccine or post-infection recovery from COVID-19, or require a COVID-19 test to gain access to, entry upon, or service from the business operation in this state as a condition of contracting, hiring, promoting, or continued employment with the business entity.
So when did this go into effect?
It's in effect. I think it went into effect July 1.
That's a little late.
Yeah.
But, so there you go. The condo or HOA cannot ask anyone for proof of vaccination or proof of recovery before allowing them to access. It says the common areas. But what's interesting is that they're not mandating those COVID cards. Remember the paper
Yes,
ones?
remember the COVID card? I have it attached to my passport,
But
actually.
it's gone. You don't have to have it
Right.
anymore.
Exactly. And, that's how I would interpret the statute, that the condo can't ask you for anything, the HOA can't ask you for anything. But please tell everybody how the next part of the statute reads, Karen.
Okay. So Section 381.00316 states a business entity or governmental entity may not require a person to wear a face mask, a face shield, or any other facial covering that covers the mouth and nose. A business entity or governmental entity may not deny any person access to, entry upon, service from, or admission to such entity, or otherwise discriminate against a person based on such person's refusal to wear a face mask, a face shield, or any other facial covering that covers the mouth and nose.
How do you like that? I mean, that's something that our governor, has been talking about from the beginning, right?
So this isn't just HOAs. This is the state.
This is the state. This is any business.
You don't have to wear a mask even if they say
Can't
so.
Force you, right? So now this was a question we were asked numerous times on the show, but we have to remember just how scary COVID was in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's easy to talk now, but we got to really put ourselves in the position we were in 2020 and just remember how scary it was.
Will this apply if there's another type of COVID that comes out of some Wuhan lab?
This says applies to COVID-19 specifically.
Okay.
But, people were dying from it in 2020. Hundreds of thousands and more were
it's
hospitalized. So, at that time, I took the position that since the board is able to make reasonable rules and regulations regarding the common areas, it was certainly reasonable at that time to make people wear masks on the common elements. I had no problem saying that. But that can't happen any longer under this new law.
So this new law only applies to business entities.
Yeah.
So the question is a condominium association or homeowners association a business entity?
And the answer to that question, Karen, is absolutely yes. Because the statute goes on to say a business entity has the same meaning as in 60603, and it shall include a corporation not for profit as designed in 617.014.
We were talking about that last week. You're not for fraud.
So then we keep going from statute to statute, and then we wind up with 01401, and it says corporation not for profit means a corporation. No part of the income or profit is distributable to its members, directors, or officers, and that's what every condo or HOA.
Right.
So this applies to you guys unquestionably. That's
so you can't make people wear a mask or show proof of a COVID vaccine in your community.
Bingo. So and I hope it never happens again.
Yeah.
I was going to say the interesting part is suppose it does happen again and people do want to require this. Well, if it does happen again, you can't require it. Period. End of story.
You're saying COVID-19. But if some other bug comes around,
the statute only applies to COVID-19.
So that's whatever.
Who knows what's going to happen next? And like you said, who knows what can come out of a lab in China for research that we pay for.
Yeah. Before November 2024.
Right, exactly. All right, so after all that legwork, again, we arrived at that conclusion that the statute applies to all condos and HOAs. So the question is, I would love to know what our listeners think. You happy about that you can't force people to wear masks anymore? You can't ask for proof of vaccination? Let us know. Give us a call at the show, 877-850-8585. Again, 877-850-8585. Or ask your question in the chat box on YouTube. We will be
management companies, and there are very small management companies, and I think Affinity sits somewhere in the middle of that, where they are big enough to provide you with all of the back of the house services, the accounting, the infrastructure, the support systems, but small enough to be high touch.
We believe at Affinity that we do the 9 to 5 so that you don't have to do that.
Oh no! An unexpected leak! Jay, you know that's no way to solve a roof problem. Call Best Roofing. We solve roof problems.
We are DMI Paving and Seal Coating, Florida's parking lot experts. We specialize in asphalt paving and repair, including pothole repair, seal coating using JC7 or polytar, concrete curbs, ramps, and walkways, and striping and pavement marking, as well as ADA compliance. We service commercial properties, including homeowners associations, apartment communities, shopping malls, warehouses, stadiums and arenas, and more. Experience is worth more than anything in an industry like ours, and our staff has decades of it. We have specialized equipment for any job, regardless of size, saving you time and money. DMI has a reputable history. We have been in business since 1956. We serve the state of Florida from 6 locations. Let us bid on your next parking lot project. Visit us online at dmipavingandsealcoating.com.
Rimkus Consultants offer the professional expertise to help condominium and cooperative communities provide safe, compliant buildings for their tenants. We have more than 170 Florida licensed engineers and architects who are experienced with local regulations and can assist with Senate Bill 4D compliance. We can help with milestone structural inspections, capital expenditure evaluations, structural integrity reserve studies, and developer transition reports. Focusing on energy, resilience, maintainability, and sustainability, our experts can help with every phase of the building life cycle. For mitigation after a catastrophic event, building restoration, repair and remediation consulting, or Senate Bill 4D inspections, please visit rimkus.com.
Back to Condo Craze and HOAs here on 850 WFTL. Lots going on internationally. And also you can call in internationally. You can call in nationwide. You can call in from the state of Florida. Toll free 877-850-8585. Ask Eric, who's board certified in community association law, any questions that you might have, or if you want to comment about what's going on in Israel as well. We welcome that. And also go to our YouTube channel, Condo Craze and HOAs. You can see us there. We're both wearing our red Condo Craze shirts.
A lot is going on. You know, it's difficult to kind of focus on what we're doing. Everything seems so small and insignificant compared to
what's happening.
What people, you know, I texted with a good friend of mine in Israel yesterday, and she wrote me back. I said, "How are you? I hope everything is fine with you and your family." She writes back, "It's a bloodbath here."
Oh,
I mean,
and you are affiliated with these top Israeli people.
Yeah, I'm part of the World Zionist Organization, or will be in. Just corresponded with them this morning, and it's just a tragedy. They're at war within their own country. Nobody, you never think that this can happen on Israel's own soil,
right?
Like that, but it did. And all right, let's see what some people are writing in this morning. Okay, Sean writes in: if a resident landscapes common property violating the bylaws, then the board creates an architectural review committee to approve the violation. Can a structure be built on the common property, and if not approved, it be selective enforcement? I'm not really 100% sure what's being asked there, but I will say this. I had a case many years ago where the association did nothing about a person who was putting in landscaping on the common property, like right outside their window, for example. And it went on for years and years and years and years. And then what did the board do one time? The board came around and pulled it all out without notice. And arbitrator said, put it right back, because she let it go on for too long. This unit owner assumed that they were allowed to do it.
But it's a material alteration that's not voted on.
Technically, the arbitrator did not see it that way because it went on for too long. And Deborah writes in, my heart goes out to Israel, renewed to stand with them. Period. Yes, and for how many times I knock President Biden, I will tell you his speech yesterday was just about perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
I wonder who wrote it for him.
Yeah, there was nothing in there that says we got to use restraint. Nothing about that.
Oh, good.
When you lose 500 people, don't tell me about restraint. And he was smart enough not to put that in his speech. Whatever they need, without exception. And he warned other potential participants in the war, that would be a big mistake. Don't even think about it.
Well, they're, Hamas right now, but they're worrying about the Hezbollah,
right, correct.
Iran.
Right.
I heard.
Iran
so
would love it to shake everything up and have everybody attack at the same time.
I'm glad he didn't say they cannot retaliate, because that would be...
No. Joe said the exact thing he needed to say. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Pat B writes, what does it take for an HOA to opt out of an HOA contract, which was ratified about 5 years ago for a 30-year HOA association? I'm not sure what that means.
You mean it's a 30-year contract?
Is it a 30-year contract?
And it was signed 5 years ago?
I hope it's not a 30-year contract. I'd want to look at it first. It's possible to opt out of developer contracts upon turnover if you can get like 75% of the community to vote in favor of opting out of the contract. Not sure if that's what you're talking about, but if it is, yes, you can get a 75% vote and opt out of certain contracts entered into by the developer. Sean writes in, thanks for the thoughts and prayers for Israel. Of course. Nancy writes in, pray for Israel. Joan writes in, do you recommend an association to hire a management company or self-management? Let's put it this way. If your association is more than a handful of units, we're talking about 20, 24 units, something like that, that might be manageable from your board. Anything above that, I'm sorry, I've never seen it work.
Really?
I've never seen it work where people come in and say, yes, we're managing a 300-unit building, self-managed. And then you ask them for the records, and the records are in hand, it's handwriting with cross-outs and erasers and all. It doesn't work. Anything above a handful of units.
Get a CAM.
100% I recommend professional management. How about we take our first call of the day, VJ? Who do we got?
We have Michael in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, let me just say, October 10th.
Oh, perfect.
You're going to be at the Broward Signature Grand off 595 with your teaching seminar.
Only 2 days away. Yes, we got so many people signed up for this
Is it
Tuesday.
full or no?
Yes, Tuesday. It's not. People can still come.
Okay.
But 8:30 a.m. this Tuesday morning in Broward, like Karen says, at the Signature Grand. 8:30 in the morning, we'll be teaching our board certification class.
It's free.
It's free.
Go to condocrazyandhoas.com to sign up.
Absolutely. Lunch is going to be served, and it's not just
He feeds
me.
you.
It's the whole expo, so you can be able to meet with hundreds of vendors. A great, great day if you are on a condo board, and even if you're not on a condo board, lots of fun. All right, back to Mike. How are you, Mike?
Yes, good morning. I have two quick questions. The first question is, I have a elderly dog that goes through the common area to go to the dog park, and recently the board said we're not allowed to go through that area.
Even if you carry it?
I have a state certified support dog that's registered. When I bought the place, they knew about it. They passed it. What is my recourse on that?
So when you say state certified support dog, no such thing. I don't know what that is.
It's a support dog.
Yeah.
It's a support animal. Now,
you said he can go anywhere you go.
Correct. If it's a true support animal, right? And a support animal can only be a dog or a small horse, right? Or it's a service animal, I should say. A service animal can only be a dog or a small horse. An emotional support animal could be anything.
Pig,
right? A pig,
peacock.
a turkey, anything you want.
A turkey.
Right. But if it is one or the other, right? If it's one or the other, a service animal or a emotional support animal, then that animal is allowed to go wherever the unit owner is allowed to go, even across that grass area.
Yeah, just pick it up. How big is it?
Some people can't. They're disabled.
50 pounds.
Yeah, they're disabled or the dog is too big. So he's allowed to bring it through. No problem. This board cannot stop them from doing it. Unquestionably.
And if they try to, call Eric.
If they try, it's a
You're
violation.
gonna win.
Yeah, so that's a no-brainer. They cannot stop. There's only one place that the animal can't go.
In the pool.
Correct. Exactly. In the pool. And you'd be surprised we got a fight about that.
Or the president's house.
Yeah, right. All right, I hope that answers your question, Mike.
You're a winner,
I got one other question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Across from our condo, we have an associated marina. And the marina, we were told, you have to be an owner to own the marina, which are boat docks, so on and so on. One of the residents that owns the boat in the marina is running a business out of there. In other words, he's going diving. He's taking 15 people that don't live there on the diving trip. Is there any liability to the association if something happens to one of those people since they're departing from our dock?
Well, if someone, God forbid, gets hurt on that trip, everybody's getting sued, regardless of whether there is or isn't liability. Everybody's going to get sued. So the question is, under the governing documents for that marina, what does it say? Does it say that people cannot have a business or use with the docks to create a business? It does not say. So,
it does not say.
Yeah, so the board of directors of that marina should potentially try to amend the documents to say just that. No businesses should be run out of there, because I do absolutely agree that it can result in a lot more liability for the owners in the community. No two ways about it. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You got it. Who else we got, VJ?
We have Sean in St. Pete.
Hey, Sean. Good morning.
I was waiting for Karen to say something, but here's Sean.
Oh, St. Pete. I'm sorry, Bradenton.
To clarify the...
Now, go ahead, Karen.
Okay, October 24th, you're going to be in Bradenton at the Bradenton Convention Center, and then October 25th, you'll be in Tampa at the Tampa Bay Convention Center. If you're on the board, you need to get certified. It's a free thing.
Absolutely.
And you'll be fed.
And if you don't get certified within 90 days of being on the board, you are off the board. So come and take the class. They can't name a city that we're not going to be at, Karen.
That's right.
We're all over the state. Okay, sorry about that, Sean.
Sorry.
Oh, all right. You there?
Yep, we're here.
Eric, are you? Okay. So the common property question I had is a resident landscapes the common property with flowers. So my question is, if the board creates an arc and then approves that, and I decide I want to create a structure on common property, and then they don't approve me, is that selective enforcement?
So you're saying, no, it's not selective enforcement, and that's a good question. So when a unit owner claims the board is selectively enforcing the rules against me, it's got to be the exact same violation.
Not flowers to arc.
Correct. So if someone says, "Oh, they're letting that guy," they prevented me from putting flowers in, but they let that guy build a structure. No, that's not selective enforcement. You would have to say they won't let me plant flowers, but they let someone else plant flowers.
But how many years does it take to get grandfathered in where they said, well, it's not
once
a material?
It's there 5 years, they lose their right to sue. But you understand, Sean? You must compare the exact same thing.
I understand and agree. Then the question with the new House Bill 919, if a board is not enforcing the rules, is that considered obstruction of justice underneath that new House Bill?
No, absolutely not. Obstruction of justice is when you throw a monkey wrench into a police investigation deliberately, something like that. That's obstruction. Okay?
So residents of HOA with that House bill haven't gained any further traction against.
Well, we'll talk about it. I think
don't enforce the rules.
If you talk about the homeowner association rights bill, sure they have, and we'll talk about it where people on a board can get arrested for a whole slew of things now that they couldn't get arrested before. So, on that, we'll disagree. All right. Okay? Who else we got, VJ?
Thank you.
Sir.
Got it.
We have Jake in Boca.
Hey,
Boca.
Jake.
Wait, you're going to be in Palm Beach.
There you go.
October 19th.
October 19th.
This is going to be another board certification class at the Palm Beach Convention Center. So it's Miami on the 17th, Palm Beach on the 19th, Bradenton on the 24th, and Tampa on the 25th.
Thank you.
Register at condocrazyandhoas.com.
Thank you, Karen. Okay, Jake, who do we got? Jake from Allstate. No, from State Farm.
Good morning.
Jake from State Farm. How are you?
So I printed up a form for homeowners written recall agreement / ballot that I got from the Florida State Law website.
Okay.
So it's only like block A, block B, block C, and then on the other page is just instructions how to do it.
Yep.
Now, do I have to print up a separate sheet like this to get the majority of the people to sign? Or can I attach just like a blank sheet and have them fill it out like I did on the block C? Homeowner print name, parcel address.
Okay, so hold on.
Signature and date signed.
Here's the thing. What you should do is fill out the form completely for them, so that when somebody gets it, it's completely. What you should not do, and what you better not do, is check the boxes for them that say recall. Everybody has to check their own boxes. If you check the boxes and then make photocopies and distribute it to everybody, and everybody signs, and you do all the hard work and you get all these signatures, when it goes to arbitration, you lose because the people who voted did not check their own boxes. It's obvious that you photocopied it. So fill out the form, all right, pass it around, but make sure everybody votes their own votes to recall, okay? That's the deal. Pretty important.
The thing is I do have to print out a separate form for each person.
That's correct. Okay?
All right.
You got it. VJ, who's next?
We have Steve in Boynton Beach.
Steve, how are you?
Okay, Karen's not going to say anything. Okay.
We're good. We're covered.
Call.
Thank you.
I just had a question about the special assessments. I live in a big HOA, 850 units. We've been hit with 2 big assessments lately, and they say another big one's coming. I just wanted to know, are these assessments legal? And is there a limit to how much they can keep charging us?
Great question. So what did you say? You're in an HOA?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's ironic that you're calling from an HOA because the ones who are getting hit with the massive special assessments now are condos. But you're in an HOA.
Right.
And there's a condo. Well, I can only tell you about the new condo statute. It says you must make the repairs that need to be made. And if that results in special assessments, it does.
So as long as your special assessment is for a repair, an emergency, it can't just be for,
here's
an elevator.
How I take it. If it's for repairs in your community, right? Repairs that need to be made, I think the board has an obligation to pass special assessment to make repairs. Now, there's a difference between repairs and capital improvements in an HOA. Sometimes the board of an HOA wants to make capital improvements, meaning they want to make the clubhouse bigger, right? They want to put all new seating and all new furniture in the clubhouse, despite the fact that everything's in pretty good shape.
That should be a line item in the budget.
That's a capital improvement. Now, sometimes when it's a capital improvement, there's language in your governing documents that put a limit on the amount that boards can place on capital improvements. So I can't answer your question without knowing exactly what they're making all these assessments for. If it's a capital improvement, there may be a limit.
They told me it's because of the insurance.
That's
insurance
very
on
true.
the properties.
That's very true. Insurance in some instances have tripled.
Mm-hmm.
Believe them when they tell you insurance. Insurance is out of control. So, I believe it if it comes to insurance, and there's an obligation to insure the property.
Yeah.
So when they pass that special assessment, unfortunately, it's on everybody, and everybody got to pay it, buddy. Okay? We must take our bottom of the hour break.
Even though they've already raised our monthly HOA fees,
absolutely,
which they have by
and it'll
quite
probably,
a bit.
and if we don't solve the insurance crisis, it'll happen next year and the year after that too. Okay?
Oh boy.
Yep.
So what they're doing is legal.
Yep, absolutely. Okay? If it's for insurance, yes. I wish everybody luck. It's going to be a long, tough ride ahead for everybody, but here we are. All right, VJ, we got to take our bottom of the hour break. So keep the calls coming in. This is great. 877-850-8585. Again, 877-850-8585. Or drop us a question in the Condo Craze and HOAs channel on YouTube in the box, and we'll be back.
The future of fiber is here. QXC Communications is a fiber network engineering firm based in Boca Raton. We build fiber networks that deliver high-speed internet, Wi-Fi, HDTV, and voice services, primarily to Florida's condominium communities. QXC's AON architecture is the industry's best practice and a game changer for our customers. We run 2 dedicated fibers to each unit. No splitters, no cables. So, every resident gets uninterrupted blazing fast speed and military-grade data security. Our Wi-Fi 6 network deployment powers performance on multiple devices with no dead zones. And the QXC TV app makes everyday programming access a breeze with 3-day rewind and optional cloud DVR. QXC AON Fiber is where the industry is heading. Get connected today.
Is your condominium or HOA in need of accounting services? Look no further. Gerstle, Rosen & Goldenberg is one of South Florida's largest accounting and auditing firms, as recognized by the South Florida Business Journal, and is one of the few accounting firms uniquely specialized to provide accounting services to their growing condominium and homeowner association clientele throughout Florida. With primary offices in Aventura and Boca Raton, satellite offices in Naples and Orlando, and a professional staff of 65, Gerstle, Rosen & Goldenberg is prepared to meet the needs of any condominium or HOA in the state. The professionals at Gerstle, Rosen & Goldenberg also have experience working with timeshares, cooperatives, hotel condominiums, mixed-use buildings, and ancillary operations like restaurants, spas, and country clubs. Put their 25 years experience in your corner. Gerstle, Rosen & Goldenberg, 305-937-0116. That's 305-937-0116 or grgcpa.com.
Someday, you will need insurance. And for that day, you'll be glad you wrote down Insurco Insurance and Financial Services. Why? Because Insurco virtually insures everything. They're a full-line insurance agency that'll put together the best possible coverage and premium for almost anything. Need homeowners or condo insurance? Call Insurco. Need auto or motorcycle insurance? Call Insurco. How about golf cart insurance or trailer and RV insurance? Just call Insurco for a free quote. They're open every day. From renters insurance, officers and directors insurance, and personal liability umbrellas to all types of business insurance, boat insurance, cancer policies, life, health, and annuities. All you need is Insurco. Get a free quote. They service Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Speak English and Spanish. Insurco Insurance and Financial Services. It's the only name you need. Office at 14401 West Sunrise Boulevard in Sunrise, inside Edmore Chevrolet.
Call 954-846-1206. 954-846-1206. That's 954-846-1206. All over the world, people have plumbing problems. These problems can be expensive and destructive to fix. Have you ever wondered if there was a way to take care of your plumbing problems without destruction and an outrageous price tag? Welcome to Pipelining Technologies, Inc., where we specialize in fixing your problems without demolition and minimum cutting by means of pipelining. Pipelining is the ability to take a pipe damaged by root intrusion or long-term deterioration and make it new. By means of inserting an epoxy-saturated liner into the pipe and allowing it to harden or cure, leaving behind a brand new pipe.
That sounds great. How can I get pipelining in my home, commercial building, or condominium?
Simply fill out our online contact form and a pipelining representative will get in touch with you in a timely fashion. Or call us directly at 561-853-5463.
Okay, who else we got?
We have Sue in Hollywood.
Sue, what a good name for an attorney, right? Sue, love it. Perfect. Born to be an attorney.
Do we sue him and how?
How are you,
Hi,
Sue?
This is a question about Shell or May again. But what happened is I'm in a 4-unit townhome building in a HOA, and 3 of us have termites and need to tent, but the 4th one never had baits, won't automatically move out for tenting. Our documents say that anyone that damages another's unit is responsible, and it says that the association may help with that, but not Shell.
Oh, boy.
So am I right in saying that I have to sue, or we have to sue the other person in order to get our houses protected and tented?
So you're saying that one person at the end won't cooperate and she will not allow tenting,
And
right?
they don't have termites in that unit?
They probably do, because termites are not that smart.
Yeah.
But he never even baited for the subterranean termites, and we all did.
Well, the 3 of you need to get together. If the association is not helping you, the question is, what do you do next? Instead of, complaining to the
I would like to call the police.
Do you think the police are going to help you with your termite problem?
Yeah, give that a try.
Yeah, the police are not going to help you with your termite problem. Don't even,
Yeah, but they'll help me get her to react right away.
Well, what if they tented and go ahead?
The police have nothing to do with this. She's not committing a crime by not letting you tent the house, okay?
What if you just go ahead and do it?
But she's going to get poisoned to death. That's the problem. That's
then
the problem.
The police will show up.
Then the police will show up arresting you.
Let me, right.
So what you need to do is hire an attorney, right?
Hello, I know
to
one.
To go after that 4th person. You have no other choice but to do that. And when you sue and when you win, right, the court will award attorney's fees against that 4th person.
Oh, boy.
So that's the way I see that you need to go. That 4th person won't cooperate.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
I understand. I want to tell you one more thing, though. A previous caller about the 30-year contract.
Yeah.
I believe that person is in our association, too, and what they're referring to is a covenant that the previous owner of our land made with the surrounding community. It's a 30-year covenant that allows them to access our amenities.
I gotcha.
And it has 2 5-year automatic extensions.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
it's not a contract. It's a covenant on the land.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks for explaining.
So if you allow the termites to
Yes.
chew up the house, isn't that an structural integrity problem?
Yes, could be. Absolutely. There's no
This woman's
question the
gonna lose.
association should get involved. Of course
Okay.
they should. But when they won't, okay, you got to go after, certainly you got to go after the 4th person on the end and potentially the association as well.
Right, if the association doesn't
The
go
association
ahead.
doesn't help you out in that regard. But, okay, who else we got, VJ?
We have Glenn in Vero Beach.
Ghislaine, like
Ghislaine,
Maxwell?
How are you?
Good morning.
Oh, I guess not.
I'm in a small development here in Vero Beach, and we are trying to establish a fining, aka compliance committee, and we're not having any luck getting anybody volunteers. And so, in order for us, we have to have that type of committee, I believe. And what do we do if we can't get the people to volunteer for it?
That's always the question. And the answer is stop fining.
Yeah.
There's no other answer that I can give you. The answer is stop fining.
Yeah.
Because the only way you could fine is if you have
haven't
this
done any
independent committee.
fines yet. We're trying to get that into place, and that just becomes an issue.
Unfortunately, if you can't get the volunteers and everybody has the same problem in their community, because it's not, you don't take that job to win friends and influence people, right? It's a tough job to have to assess fines against
Cynthia.
your friends, right? Right. So
violation.
So it's tough, but bottom line is, by statute, if you don't have that independent committee, you cannot fine, buddy.
There's certain people that would love that job.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We are really late. We got to take our final break of the hour. Don't wait for the last second. 877-850-8585. 877-850-8585. Back right after this.
Is your home or condo looking old, worn out, and in need of a fresh look? Then you need PD Painting to paint your property and make it look like new again. PD Painting will first properly prepare your home and condo and then use only the highest quality paint products. After many years in the painting industry, PD Painting has achieved a reputation for always delivering a reliable and professional finish. PD Painting is fully licensed and insured and offers a 7 to 10 year warranty. Their technicians are expert craftsmen. Let PD Painting handle all the details and then sit back and watch them restore your property and bring back that brand new look and feel. Need a service call? PD Painting will be there on the spot. Need financing? PD Painting can offer that too. Call PD Painting at 888-416-3204. Again, that's 888-416-3204. Go to the website, pdpaintinginc.com. Need painting done in your home and community? Contact the experts at PD Painting.
This message is for anyone who has taken on the important responsibility of becoming an officer or director in a homeowner or condominium association. It is also for the management companies who work closely with these caring people to make sure things are done the right way. Hello, I'm Gil Pomar, South Florida Regional President for Center State Bank, now the second largest bank based in Florida. Our bank, Center State Bank, has an amazing team of professionals who are exclusively dedicated to the homeowner and condo association market. Your job is not easy. There are repairs and new projects that need financing. There are legal and social issues that need to be understood. There are also technology and servicing issues that your residents want to be improved. Why not choose a bank that knows this business backward and forward? Why not have a local banker who will meet with you face-to-face whenever it is convenient for you or your board? Center State Bank has over 2,000 associations as customers for a reason. Please give us a chance to earn your business. Call Terry Russo at 954-633-1666 to make it happen. Center State Bank is an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC.
Need an insurance evaluation, audit, or quotation for your condo association or homeowners association? If so, then you need to speak with our insurance experts at Mack Waltz. We insure over 800 associations, and we are the clear leader in this marketplace. Mack Waltz has been in business since 1989. We write insurance on billions of dollars of property values. We are an independent insurance agency representing insurance companies which specialize in condo and HOA insurance. The staff at Mack Waltz works closely with board members and property managers and regularly attends association meetings to help educate the association about their insurance policies. To learn more about how Mack Waltz can save you money and improve your insurance program, call now 954-640-6225 and ask for Greg Waltz. 954-640-6225. Mack Waltz Insurance Group. Let us protect your association. All right, welcome back to the final segment of Condo Craze and HOAs here on 850 WFTL. Just have, about 10 minutes left in the show. So the lines right now are stacked, 877-850-8585 to ask Eric questions about HOAs and condos. He is board certified in community association law.
Who do we got, VJ?
Julia in Orlando.
Hey, Julia.
Hello, good morning.
Hey,
Thank you for bringing this.
Hey, before I forget,
session. I have a question.
Hold on, Julia, hold on. Before we start, I want to thank everybody who showed up in Orlando.
Boom.
Yeah, we had a really great class this week. I think it was Tuesday, and lots of people showed up in Orlando, so I want to say thank you to everybody that showed up in Orlando.
And got certified to be on a board, right?
Thank you. Yep, they certainly did. All right, how can we help?
Yes, one of our homeowners, she wrote on her driveway, or someone wrote on the apron of her driveway, FU and the name of the HOA board president.
Okay.
A neighbor saw it and sent it to the management company. They had somebody wipe it off right away. It took a lot of work because I guess it was, I don't know, whatever they use in it, regular pressure washing.
Okay.
So they sent her the bill and they notified her. She's asking for videos to show that she was the one who did it. Is that something she can fight? Because she does have cameras, but she's asking how did they get that information. So somebody took a picture of it and sent it to the management company. So she's fighting that now. Is that something that she can fight?
Interesting. She says, prove that I did it. She's saying, prove that I spray painted this on my driveway.
Okay, here's the bottom line.
She never called the police. She never notified the HOA.
Right.
It was a homeowner who was walking inside.
Because they're billing her now for the removal.
Took a photo of it because she thought it was offensive and sent it to the management company.
Wait, but hold on a second. She sprayed it on her own driveway?
We don't know that.
We don't know?
Prove it.
Okay.
On the apron of the driveway, which is the HOA property, and it was there. All the kids would go there and look at it and laugh, like, what is this? What is, And then the homeowner said she walked by. She saw it like 3 days later, and so she took a photo and sent it to the management company. And then the management company had their pressure washing person come and clean it up.
Right. Okay, so the question is, there may or may not be a video out there showing who did this, right? Okay.
The only video would be is from her own. She has cameras.
Right.
Yes.
So, needless to say, certainly a video camera that's installed on her own home is not the HOA's property. Okay? So, she certainly cannot be required to produce videos that were taken with her own system. That's number one. Number two, even if it was taken with an HOA camera, even if it was, you're not allowed to ask for the videos because why? The official records of an association are only written records. They do not include videos. So even if this was taken with an HOA camera,
the board would have control of the HOA camera.
The board can look at it, but if another person walked in and say, I want copies of a video.
Well, she's saying you have to prove that I did it for me to pay.
And then she doesn't have to prove it with her own camera.
Well, they can prove it with theirs, though.
Right. They can prove it with theirs, but if someone wanted a copy of that, they're not entitled to it. Hope that answers your question,
that's
Julia.
what we said. Let her, if she wants to go to court with this, let her subpoena. You're going to subpoena her own camera, her own record, to show that it was done.
Thanks for the call, BJ. We got to keep going. Okay. Who else?
All right, we have Al in Deerfield.
Al in Deerfield. How are you, Al?
Hey. Good morning. I have a question about building insurance. As you're well aware, the insurance is skyrocketing, and our board has decided not to insure our building. Is this okay? And the second part I have is, what about the residents who approve the raise, approve their insurance? What would happen if there was a catastrophe in the building, a fire or a hurricane? What grounds would they have?
So,
you're earning your money now.
I'm going to tell you something. I was asked by a condominium association in Broward County this week to amend the governing documents.
Turn him down, please.
Right, to say that insurance is not required, believe it or not. So
really?
Yeah. Now, the first thing I'd want to ask is Al,
but everyone has to vote on it.
Al, what does your document say? Because I'll guarantee you the documents say that the common properties must be insured. Guarantee you it says that, number one. Okay? Now, the statute says the board shall use its best efforts to obtain insurance. Nobody knows what the hell best efforts means. Terrible, terrible wording of the statute. They should have changed it. Does it mean that they must obtain insurance? Well, if it means that they must obtain insurance, then they should have wrote that the board must obtain insurance instead of use best efforts. But even if you say that, okay, we can get by the statute, you may not be able to get by your own documents. Your own documents may specifically say that the board must insure the properties. So that's what you have to look at next, Al. And if the documents say that the board must insure the properties, then the only way they're getting around that is if you get an amendment to the Declaration of Condominium, which says that the board does not have to provide insurance on the properties. Now, if I was going to do that, I would certainly notify the people that live in the condo what the downside of that is.
Well, doesn't the state mandate that they have it?
No, it does not. There's absolutely no mandate that they have insurance. But your documents may have a mandate that there's insurance. So that's what you have to look for.
But each individual unit has to insure their own unit.
If they want to, the HO6 policies. Just the HO6, which would insure their unit. But if the building blows down in a hurricane, right, and the building doesn't have insurance for the common elements, that's it. That building doesn't get rebuilt. Period. Done. Over. Now what do you have? You own the land, right? And everybody would have to agree to sell the land to somebody. So I hear you, Al, but before the board can do that, I'd want to know what your documents say. If you want, give me a call in the office, 954-983-1112 during the week, and let's look at the documents together. Again, 954-983-1112. VJ, next caller.
Joe in Boynton Beach.
Hey, Joe.
Good morning, Eric.
Good morning.
Good morning, Eric. An HOA entrance has water fountains. Does the board have the power to shut the water fountains down and make them planters? Been that way for 20 years.
I don't think so. And again, in a condo, this would be a simple question, right? Very simple question in a condo. It's clearly a material alteration.
Vote.
HOA statute doesn't say anything about that, right?
Why do you want to get rid of the fountain? Because of the water and the electricity and all that?
Yeah, do you know why they want to get rid of the fountain?
Want to get rid of the fountains because I find them costly to maintain.
Okay. Unfortunately, there's nothing like the condo statute where it talks about a material alteration, but there is language in the statute that says that the property shall be used for the purposes for which it was intended. So you could argue, certainly, that no, this was always intended. It's in the site plans. It's in the original sales documents that it's fountains. Now, maybe a vote of the community might help, but the board of its own volition, I don't think so. I don't think the board has the right to do that because it's not being used for the purposes for which it was intended. So that I could make the argument, I think, potentially be successful in that regard in court.
Thank you. We hope we never have to go to court on it.
You're right. I got you, Joe. All right. We got about a minute left. Who do we got, VJ? Really fast.
Jane in West Palm Beach.
How are you, Jane?
Good. Eric, my husband and I received approval for renovation in our condo, which was a new living room windows. Everything went fine. Florida room, we did new windows and a new door. We also received approval for an AC split air conditioner, and we got board approval. It was brought up, another resident applied for an AC split and was denied.
What is an AC split?
In other words, having two systems, I guess, instead of one?
Documents.
Okay.
So my question is, do we still have approval for it?
Or is that selective
Sure you do.
enforcement?
Why don't you have approval? Your approval was not taken away. So your approval is still there.
Well,
listen.
Our approval was given to us, but at the last meeting, the woman who is now in charge, she wasn't before.
Irrelevant.
Now she's in charge of renovations,
Hold
is
on.
trying to rescind it.
Did you put in your two? Hold on. Did you put in your two AC system already?
Can you repeat that to me?
Did you put in your new air conditioner already? Did you do it?
No.
Okay.
No,
well, I would tell you, I think once you start that process and you relied on their approval, that's it. They're done.
About 30 seconds.
Okay. Hey, I got that whisper in my ear that it's time to go. What a great show today. It's crazy
Very
from start
good
to
questions.
finish. Again, our hearts go out to the people in Israel. I hope we have perhaps some better news next week. If you guys need help off the air, give Glazer and Sachs a call, 954-983-1112. We'll see you and speak to you again next Sunday on Condo Craze and HOAs at 11 a.m. Have a wonderful, safe week, everybody.
Thanks, Eric.
Wow, that was fast.